Hi everyone, let's go over my Elliott wave scenarios on the Bitcoin chart, starting with the first bullish scenario on the 4-hour time frame, where we are looking for a bullish continuation to the upside after finishing this blue wave 4. Now the blue count here is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Common target for your wave 4 is between the 0.236 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, taken from the low of wave 2 to the high of your wave 3. You can see that the 0.382 is nicely respected, common target for wave 4 as well, and preferably this low here is the low of your blue wave 4, so the low of this scenario, and you would look for price to move up in all-time highs, and I'll explain why in a second. Now the invalidation for a wave 4 here is the 0.618 at 82.5k, and that is the invalidation from a Fibonacci perspective. However, if I open this second folder here, you can see the green channel on my chart. And this is a base channel, and it's a base channel for the blue impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the channel is taken from the start of blue 1 to the end of blue 2 to the end of your blue wave 1. And what you're looking for here is a wave 3 to move out of the base channel, which as we can see happened here. And then wave 4 moves back towards the base channel. Now, your blue wave 4 moving into the base channel is not a problem. But if wave 4 is going to take out this low once more before taking out this high here, and then therefore also touches the lower trend line of this channel, then the probabilities significantly reduce that this range here is a blue wave 4 in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the probabilities increase for this scenario, where we are looking at a finished 5-wave blue impulse, and we are working on a bigger wave 4, after which the result is the same. We still look for price to move to the upside and look for all-time highs. It's just that we expect a longer and bigger retracement. So here what you're looking at now is then a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished blue impulse, therefore finished green 3, you look for green 4, and then a green 5 to the upside. Now the targets for your green wave 4 are a little bit lower, because now you take a fib from the low of green 2 to the high of your green wave 3, giving you a target between 87.2k and 80.1k. Now the 0.236 has been touched here with the current low on the chart. However, time is important, and most commonly your green wave 4 is longer in time than your green wave 2. It's not a must, it's not a requirement, it's just from a probabilities perspective, it's most common. So therefore, you preferably like to see this wave 4 end after this vertical line here, which is the 1-to-1 fib time taken from the start to the end of green 2 to the end of green 3, comparing your 2 with your wave 4 in time, which then gives you some sort of a time target, finishing wave 4 after Tuesday, the 19th of November, 9 p.m. Central European Time, somewhere around this target area. Now the minimum target for a wave 4 would be the 0.382, which we also did not yet touch, because this low here, even though we hit the 0.236, this low is made even before the 0.382, which is very uncommon, like very rare for a wave 4 to finish even before the 0.382 fib time compared to wave 2. The 0.382 is positioned on Saturday, the 16th of November, 1 a.m. Central European Time. Now after this green wave 4, you're still going to be looking for a 5-wave structure to the upside in the green wave 5, which then finishes your yellow 3, and then you have yellow 4 and yellow 5 towards the upside. Now if we then go to the 1-hour time frame, then this is the bullish scenario. So the bullish scenario is a finished 4 on the 4-hour time frame, and you look for impulsive continuation, which means that this local scenario, right, is in line with a finished 4, and now you look for an impulse to the upside, right, continuation. Now in this case, we then have a finished A, B, C over here, and we look for wave 1, 2, and now we want to see volume increase, price move towards the upside, as we want to start an impulse to the upside, right? Now the invalidation is 87.4k, and the main area of resistance is the blue box that I have here on my chart, 90.4K to 91.3K. And inside that box, we have a daily at 90.4, daily naked point of control at 91.3K, but also the golden pocket taken from the high to the local low, as you can see, also positioned inside this box. And if I take a volume profile of this structure here, you can see the volume profile point of control is also in this area. So it's definitely an area of interest, an area of resistance, which is very important. And if price can move above this area, right, a bit of a retest, then yeah, I'll be looking for price to take out this high. But this area is also the main area of resistance for the bearish scenario, where we would then be looking for a bigger structure to the downside in a green wave 4, because then we are looking for a bigger corrective structure to the downside, right? Now in this case, on a 1 hour time frame, we then have a zigzag to the downside labeled as our wave W. Then we are looking for a wave X and another wave Y to the downside. So either a double zigzag, which is ABC zigzag, 3-wave corrective structure. Wave X has to be a 3-waver. Most commonly, wave X is a zigzag itself. And then you look for a wave Y. Now the common target for your wave X, or most common, is at least the 05786 area here, which in general is your most common retracement target, taken from the high to the low of your W, 90K to 92K. The 0.382 would be a minimum target, which has been touched, 89.3K. And the 886 is also still a target for a wave X. It starts to be quite high though, but it's definitely still a target for your wave X. Looking at the CVD divergences, you can see that price after the low made 2 bullish CVD divergences, which is nice because we also hit support, which I showed in the previous content, which was the point of control here, acting nicely as an area of support, after which of course you do like to see some bullish CVDs. These have now played out as price moved towards the upside. So now we have to patiently wait for some new bullish or bearish CVD divergences. We also have some news today, Friday, November 15th here, 2:30 p.m. Central European time. We have some high impact news, so make sure you trade safe as it can increase the volatility. And if you then finally look at the probabilities of the different scenarios, then on the 4 hour time frame, which also includes the 1 hour scenarios I showed here in this video, in both of the cases, on the 4 hour, we are looking for more upside, right? We have the first scenario, blue 4, look up for 5, and then we have the green 4, and then you move up for 5, right? Now, initially, we will look for the blue wave 4 and continuation towards the upside, because that scenario is not yet invalidated, right? And we keep an eye on the local move to the upside here. Be mindful of the resistance that we have towards the upside, which for me is mainly this area of resistance here, as mentioned in the video, between 90.4K and 91.3K. That is pretty much the area that for me determines the more bullish scenario, where blue 4 is in and you continue towards the upside, or the bearish scenario where you reject and you then get a retracement to the downside. So this is definitely an area of interest and an area to observe the reaction, right? Past that and there's a good chance to continue towards the upside. Reject and a move down equals looking for the green wave 4. I hope that this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the CVD indicator video, the best indicator out there in my opinion, or the Elliott Wave educational playlist to help you understand more about Elliott waves. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Bye bye.